Hey yo gamers, what's up everyone? We are back with the new video, Nukasubea. Today we are breaking down the upcoming anticipated the PlayStation's games coming to the PC is the Ghost of Tsushima. And before breaking it down and jumping into the PC requirements and what you need to have the hardwares and all, we have two free games right now on the Epic Store, which is the Cat Quest 2 and Orcs Must Die 3. The Cat Quest 2 is a cartoonist game, action-adventure casual RPG, where open-world action RPG in the fantasy realm of cats and dogs. Cat Quest 2 lets you play solo or with your friends as a both cat and dog quest in a world filled with magic, defeat monsters, and cat loot in cat ventures like never before. Yes, this is in a 2D open-world action RPG set in a fantasy realm of cats and dogs, where your sister's god gets captured and you need to rescue her. And this was contained in the first part. The second part, tales of the two kings brought together against their will on a journey past some discovered to reclaim their thrones. Play as a both cat and dog as you explore their kingdom solo with their friends' quest in the world filled with magic, curious monsters, and go on adventure like never before. So currently it's a free on Epic Store. Go log in and add it to the library. Moving to the next free games from the Epic is the Orcs Must Die 3. So it's the third segment of the Orcs Must Die, which contains the slice, burn, tap, zap, grind, jib massive hordes of repugnant orcs in the long-awaited successor to the award-winning Orcs Must Die series. It's an action-adventure strategy tower defenses game where you have and asserts orc slaying mayhem to a previous unimaginable scale. Solo or two-player co-op, arm yourself with the massive arsenals of traps, weapons, slice, burn, top, zap, hordes of the repugnant orcs in the long-awaited successors to the award-winning series. New to the series is in the 3, which is in a more of everything. Added the new elements, more orcs, more traps, new storylines. The Orcs Must Die Part 2 is behind the 20 years of the story, but 3 is 20 years ahead of the Part 2. War scenarios, all war scenarios are there to deliver the promise, the massive scales first set out of the Orcs Must Die. So go, it's currently free, add it to the library on the Epic Stores. So breaking down to the next main part of our segment is the Ghost of Tsushima, where it's releasing in 16th May 2024. Currently it's $50, as you can say, 4,000 rupees, or maybe 40 to 50 to 60. It comes under on that, but in India there's in 4,000 rupees. So currently this whole story is based on the Japanese invasions from the Mongol, which can have all the stories and all the scenarios, real-time histories, and the breathtaking environments. Damn, they've created a beautiful environment in this game where highly demanding hardwares could be needed. So before going to all that environment specifications or the graphics fidelity, we are moving to the requirements. The PC requirements is basically coming up on the from the PlayStation, which was PlayStation does not support that much of 4K 60 FPS, but in PC it can. So first comes up the very low settings, 720p 30 FPS is the Intel-Core i3 7100 basically, and the AMD Ryzen 3 1200 series. So these kind of processors which can have the 4 cores, 8 threads, and 6 cores or 8 threads, these kind of processors can run it, but it will be at a very low based on the graphics, which is a minimum requirement is GTX 960. I guess 960 has a minimum requirement in PC as well, according to this Steam survey. While playing all the competitive games, they can run smoothly. But from the AMD sides, it's RX 5500 XT, which is kind of a 6 GB graphics, which can run these games at a very low settings. And the memory RAM should be 8 GB. It's a next gen game. All you know is 2024, so it needs and minimum 8 GB of RAM. I'll recommend expand it to the 60. Storage, that should be 75 GB hard drive but SSD, it's highly recommended. It's current gen processor, and you are just having HD drive. That doesn't make any sense, and definitely it's not gonna work as well while you're playing games on a current gen. If you want a smooth read and write speed, then the games almost will give you some sort of boost in it. Operating system will be the same, Windows 10. And for the medium 1080p 60 fps, you need an Intel iCore 5 8600 8 gen, and the AMD Ryzen 5 is 3rd gen. So these are the definitely a 6 cores or 4 core, 6 cores basically, 6 cores or 8 cores, 16 thread, 4 cores or 6 cores or 12 threads. This kind of minimum requirements for the 1080p 60 fps, which requires the graphics of the minimum is RTX 2060, and AMD Radeon side is RX 5600 XT, which is currently an 6 GB of graphics, where you need to run this in a game with the minimum medium 1080p 60 fps, which can be tweaked around the games to boost you more fps as well. Even if you're getting the 55 or 50, that's more playable than anything. So 16 GB of RAM, that's highly recommended, and 75 GB of total space it will take the game, which can have recommended is the 75 GB SSD. So you must have currently, if you are building PCs and all that stuff in now or this year or next or upcoming years, or even you have an old PC, just replace your hard drive with the SSDs. Is highly recommended. Your computer will love that and will run smooth anything, even programs and other things if you are doing it. So when it comes to a 4040p 60 fps and 4K 30 fps, so you can have the i5 11th gen and AMD Ryzen 5 5th gen, which is 5600 series, where you can have the 8 core 16 thread, all that processors requirement, while the graphics card which is needed is RTX 3070 and AMD Radeon RX 6800. So apart from the medium size, 5700 XT can also run the 1440p as well, while 6800 XT is highly demanding, but you now can, every gamers of the Steam and PC players have this RTX 3060 according to Steam survey. 3070 is quite enough, and it can beat the it can be beat by RTX 4060 because of the frame generation and DLSS 3. So if you have a 40 series of card, that can have the advantage over the 30 series of the card. So it's also a phenomenal FPS boost you can get from the 40 series of the NVIDIA graphics, while 30 series of can have the raw performance. So 16 GB RAM, it's recommended, 75 GB SSDs, while if you wanted to go for the ultra 4K 60 FPS, then you can have the i5 11th gen 400 series, while AMD Ryzen 5 5600 series. As you can go above Ryzen 7 5th gen or i7 11th gen or something, or 13th gen currently right now. So it can run for 4x ultra 60 fps, because a PlayStation console doesn't have that kind of hardware supportive to the 4K 60 fps. So it needs a graphics of 4080 now. 4070 can run as well, but you have to tweak it more, while AMD Ryzen RX 7900 XT can run the 4K 60 fps ultra settings, while you can tweak down some things in the graphics settings, and you can run it on 7800 XT as well and 7700 XT as well, while on NVIDIA side you can run it on 4070 as well, and somewhere of the 4060, but that FPS will drop drastically. So storage will be the same, 75 GB of SSD, and RAM will be the same. The Windows will have the same. All these upcoming PlayStation's portability to the PC games. So it's highly demanding, highly graphical fidelity has been achieved, like for Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West, God of War, like Ghost of Tsushima and all these upcoming games on the demand. Last of Us, basically, highly demanding when it comes to raw performance, while it consumes a lot of RAM, VRAM as well. So if you have a highly high number on a VRAM, that can run the PlayStation's games on the PC very well. So that's it from the side. It's all about the requirements and all, and just wait for the 16th and 15th May to come up the Ghost of Tsushima. So I'm very excited for it, and if there is a possibilities by your support, I can buy from the YouTube money. So that's it from my side. See you in the next video. Till then, Nupkasub. Peace out.
Yeah, boy.